Sunny. I am one of the managers at Salon Swank, educator and stylist behind the chair, and I'm excited to show you how to do a soft set blow dry today.
We are getting prepped for our blow dry with Guts and some Olaplex. Here are some of the tools I'll be using: a large round brush, comb, 4 hair clips, my blow dryer with and without the nozzle. So first I'm going to thoroughly apply product throughout the head. Working my way down, making sure we get nice saturation with product so our product can work for us. Next, I'm going to use Guts, which is amazing for volume. Working in the crown. And then I like to massage the product in just to make sure we've got even distribution. All right, so here we are with our blow dryer. We're going to pre-dry, so I took off the nozzle. And I'm going to use high heat, high speed. The goal here is to get a lot of the moisture out of the hair, just about 80%. So I'm working my way down, trying not to rough up the hair too much because that's going to create frizz. And our goal here is volume and a little bit of movement. Okay, so I'm putting my concentrator back on my blow dry so I can make sure it goes exactly where I need it to go. Now, to get prepped for our blow dry, I am going to separate the hair into 4 quadrants. We can call it 4 quadrants or a plus size parting. So I have parted her. She parts down the middle, so that's where I started. And then I went from the top of the head to the ear, separating the left to the right, and then bringing the parting all the way down straight back. getting everything clipped away, making sure I have nice, neat partings. We're gonna make horizontal partings in our first quadrant, and a great hot tip here is to make sure your section is not wider than your brush, because if it is, you are going to have some hair fall off the brush and not have as smooth of a blow dry. And now we're taking our brush, holding it underneath the section, and blow drying with the round brush and the nozzle pointed at the brush straight down. And the reason why we're not using any elevation in this section is because we don't need volume here. Volume doesn't really live in the nape of the neck. So I'm continuing to blow dry straight down, trying not to move the blow dryer too much because I don't want to create any frizz. So now you can see I've turned my brush vertical. I'm starting the wave process, which our goal is just a very light wave here, but I'm going to continue holding my brush vertical, pulling it out and blow drying the hair. So the hair is wrapped around and it's going to mimic a wave, kind of like a curling iron. So we're just gonna follow through until the section is completely dry. And at the end, I'm just gonna hit this section with a cold shot. Once it's all wound up, pull out the brush and just lightly twirl. And if that doesn't seem normal to you, that's okay. It's a movement that gets more natural with time. It's a wrist movement that will start to feel second nature after some blow dries. Now moving on to our next section, again, we have a horizontal section. And I have my round brush underneath the section. And I'm following through to get it nice and dry. Again, minimal volume until we get to the crown of the head. So you can see here I took out some of the hair because the section was too wide. It was wider than my brush. And when this happens, it's okay to split the section into two. Okay, so now we turn our brush into the horizontal and we are wrapping the hair around the brush, getting it nice and dry, because if you don't get hair fully dry, if there's still moisture left, you're gonna deal with some frizz. And a really great hot tip that I heard from Sam Villa was slow down to speed up. And what that means is taking your time with each section. You're actually going to speed up your process because you're not going to have to go back and redo that section. You can see the slight wave that's starting to be created by the vertical blow dry. This next section is important. Once we reach the crown of the head, we are going to start blow drying the root area straight up from the section. So that's going to give us maximum volume. You will be getting a little bit of an arm workout here, especially with longer, thick hair. So you want to repeat this step until that hair is dry, moving slow and smooth. Now we're ready to create our vertical blow dry. So this is the part that the wave comes in. So I, again, am blow drying straight up, wrapping the hair around the brush. Another hot tip I have for you is to only wrap the brush around when you're taking it out of the blow dry a few times, because we just want a very soft wave here. And that can be done more slowly so you don't get the hair wrapped around other hair and create any knots. Now we are going to repeat the process on our left back quadrant, horizontal partings. And again, at the nape of the neck, we are going to bring the section straight down because we're not concerned with volume. So we are repeating the process that we did on the right quadrant onto the left. Yay! We're moving to the front of the head. So my partings are going to be the same, but I'm going to blow dry a little differently. This guest loves her hair to kind of cascade down around her face. So I am going to blow dry toward the face. Nice and smooth. And then I'm going to go vertical with my brush, wrap the hair around, until it's fully dry. And then twist off. Perfect. This particular guest has a curtain bang, so I am going to blow dry the top section toward her face again, elevated so we have volume. So I'm going to now dry the curtain bang specifically, and when I finish, I'm going to turn the brush vertical and twist it just a little bit to create that sweeping effect towards the side. On to our final section. We are going to again take horizontal partings, making sure that our sectioning is not wider than our brush. We are putting our brush under our section and blow drying down. And once we get that mostly dry, we are going to take our brush vertically and see how my brush, I'm taking the brush and the hair is wrapping away from the face. That means when the hair is done being styled, it's going to move backward, so towards the back. If we did the opposite sectioning or blow drying, it would show off a face frame more. So just depending on what kind of look you're going for, neither is wrong. Now into our next section. So at the top of the head, we are taking our brush and blow drying straight up for volume. Yes, honey, with the movement. So as you can see, this technique works for all hair types. This specific guest has thick hair, and she still has a nice amount of movement with just a little bit of wave. This specific blow dry took about 20 minutes on this amount of hair, and I would say 20 to 30 is appropriate.